Your Excellencies, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much for the opportunity to speak at the first Misk Global Forum here in Riyadh. I'm really very happy, and I mean very happy, that I can join you here today because this forum is about empowering young people. And so please allow me to quote Your Royal Highness. Our country is rich in its natural resources, but our real wealth lies in the ambition of our people and the potential of our younger generation. They are our nation's pride, and they are the architects of the future. This is a very powerful, a very visionary statement, as powerful as the Vision 2030 is for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. 2030 is an ambitious plan for transforming the kingdom's diversified, knowledge-based, and highly competitive economy. And you, the young people of this beautiful country, you are the centerpiece of this plan. And you are the centerpiece of your plans and our plans in Siemens as well. We do want the best and the brightest to work for us here in the kingdom and all over the world. And that's why in May this year, we opened the Center of Excellence and the Center of Knowledge and Training in Daman. We've created hundreds of high-skilled jobs there so far. And along with that, we've launched a major program to train young professionals in turbine technologies in our new manufacturing facility in Daman. We just offered to the kingdom that we bring our latest and best technology, our H-class technology, to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, because we do want the kingdom not just only to buy our products. We want to participate also to transfer technology into this great country. Why can you tell you this? We'll continue to provide technology. We continue to provide training and education for the kingdom's next generation. So please stay tuned. Saudi Arabia plans to increase the GDP share of small and medium companies from 20% today to 35% in 2030. To meet this target, your country needs entrepreneurs, highly educated people, people who take the future into their hands and make that vision become a reality. So here is the question to the young people today in this room. And if I talk young people, I do not only mean young people by age, I also do mean young people by mindset and by spirit. So the question would be, how many of you here in this room would like to found or co-found your own company or would like to be part of a startup? So please raise your hand. All right, very good. That's much more than in Europe. That's much more than in Germany. So that also shows that this is the place to be. And ladies and gentlemen, it looks like quite a few, actually much more than half of this room have been raising the hand. And this is about entrepreneurial spirit. And this is also about a true story. And I tell you that story now. This year, we are celebrating our 200th birthday of our founder, Werner von Siemens. He certainly had a very entrepreneurial spirit. But you know, he didn't do very well in the beginning. Actually, he was struggling to do his living. And only in the 1840s, then he was starting to look into the electric telegraphy. And then he had this brilliant idea of a pointer telegraph. And in 1847, he and his partner, Georg Halske, were able to scrape together enough money to do the first pointer telegraph in a cigar box because they could not afford a better housing. The pointer telegraph, ladies and gentlemen, then became the major improvement of existing telegraphs, because you did not have to Morse code anymore. Werner von Siemens' innovation really took off. And today you could say that the pointer telegraph he invented was the kind of WhatsApp in the 19th century. So startups have been around for a very long time. But today digitalization is the big paradigm shifter. It has already transformed our personal lives. Just think about the entertainment industry. No one is doing CDs or LPs anymore. Today, almost every piece of human history can be produced and downloaded in the cloud. Or think about a local bookstore. Sure, the atmosphere has always been nice in the bookstores, and many love stories begin in bookstores. But Amazon's inventory today is unmatched by any local bookstore, and the buying experience is completely different. Digitalization has radically transformed also consumer industries. It has cut out the middleman in the value chain. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's pervading industries that are more complex, for example, manufacturing. And the pace of change is accelerating much more. And Moore's law still applies. The number of transistors on the chip doubles every 18 months. An iPhone 6 has about 2,500 times the computing power of a Siemens mainframe computer of the 1980s. And the iPhone today, which fits into your hand, has more computing power than the mainframe which was used to bring the first man on the moon. And we, ladies and gentlemen, we here in this room, we do need to step up, and we need to form this future for the kingdom here in Saudi Arabia. Because it's not the biggest companies which will be successful in the future. And it's not the fastest company either. Because if you don't know where you are going, the fastest only arrive at disaster first. So what is it? What is it that makes companies successful? Well, ladies and gentlemen, those companies, those entrepreneurs will be successful who are adaptive, who can change along when the future just happens. And there is another true story I'm going to tell you, because this is important. It shows how important it is to be adaptive. In the 1980s, many of you were not even born yet. In the 1980s, several young men visited Siemens headquarters in Munich in Germany. They represented a startup which was developing technology for internet telephony. It was a highly disruptive technology. And they asked the big Siemens managers about whether Siemens would invest into this company. Well, at the same time, Siemens just happened to be the major incumbent, the world market leader in digital switching. So our people said, well, we don't know, because making phone calls over the internet will never work. And if it would, we would have invented already. Well, as it turned out, those were famous words, because a few years later, Siemens had to ramp down its telephony business, and this small company from the Silicon Valley was called Cisco, and it became the biggest data network technology company in the world. Now we don't need it anymore, but it would have been nice to have added it that time ago. Well, what story does that tell us, ladies and gentlemen? There is two things I want to tell you about. First, never ignore a paradigm shift, and make sure your company has the ability to adapt. It's not always that simple to understand the paradigm shift. It's not that simple to separate the noise from the signal. And that's why probably 90 or 95% of all startups will fail. But those 5 or 10% of startups which will survive, they are going to change the world. And that's why it is so important that we look into R&D, that we listen to the market, that we are adaptive and go forward and drive innovation. And that innovation, ladies and gentlemen, that's something we ought to drive here in the kingdom. Because innovation is future, and the future is about young people driving innovation and technology. And in the past, lone investors, thinkers produced innovation. But today it's different. Today it is about innovation hubs. Today R&D are ecosystems, people working together, collaboration among researchers, universities, and among people. This is what matters, ladies and gentlemen, today. Innovation is about teamwork. Silicon Valley and Boston are among the most famous innovation hubs today. But cutting-edge technology, entrepreneurial spirit, happens everywhere in the world. Because entrepreneurial spirit is about mindset and change. So it can happen anywhere in the world. It happens in Germany, in the Medical Valley, where we produce 3D imaging solutions. And ladies and gentlemen, it also happens in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia's Daman is becoming an innovation hub in the field of energy. Just a few months ago, we've been celebrating the first gas turbines made in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And this was a big success for us, and it was a big appreciation for Siemens that we were able to work together and make this work for the kingdom. But the question is, why not look further? Why not take it to the next level? Why not become even bigger and make this innovation hub also the innovation hub and the center for the world for renewable energies? In Vision 2030, the kingdom aims for 10 gigawatts of renewable energy. Why not doing it together? Why not inventing it together for the whole GCC region? Because, ladies and gentlemen, this kingdom deserves to be at the leading edge of the region and bring entrepreneurship further. And sometimes people ask me, well, what is it that makes the difference in innovation? What is it that brings people together? What is it that energizes the young generation to go the extra mile? Well, the answer is, I don't know. But I can tell you something, what I do with my people in my company. 360,000 people in 203 countries in the world. I always tell them, if you care for this company, no matter what you do, no matter who you are, no matter where you are at, anywhere in the Siemens world, just always act as if that was your own company. And if you give your best, if you do like this, you'll be fine. So why am I saying that? Well, I say that because owners act responsibly. Owners aspire to be the best in their field. And owners treat others with respect. Owners know that nobody is perfect, but a team can be. And owners, ladies and gentlemen, owners are willing to adapt. And owners do have a vision for their people because they care about their people and they want them to have a better future. And to foster this mindset of ownership, ladies and gentlemen, we have invented in Siemens a company which we call Next 47. Next 47 is a completely new approach to innovation. So we are basically reinventing the inventing. With Next 47, we are combining the stability, the footprint, and the financial power of a global company with the creativity, the speed, and the flexibility of startups. The doors of Next 47 are not only open to big players, they are open to anyone who wants to turn his or her brilliant idea into reality. We'll be investing €1 billion, about $1.2 billion US, into next 47 startup ideas in the next 5 years. So if you have a great idea, if you want to join this next 47 and make a difference in life and a difference to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, call us. We'll be there, and we'll be happy to help you out and making the difference in the end. Because, ladies and gentlemen, just as you shape your country's future, you can always and always count on us in Siemens, in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, in our innovation power, and in our ability and dedication to act as an owner for the country, for the society, but also for the young generation. Thank you very much, and shukran. Thank you.